Shri Matre Namaha, Shri Rama Raksha, Sarva Jagat Raksha. Today I'm going to talk about the void phase of awakening. Before getting into the topic, please like, share and subscribe to our channel so you motivate us in bringing out this sacred content to you all. The void phase of awakening. You might experience this void phase of awakening based on your own soul lessons, based on your own soul's journey. So there might be some people who will experience the void phase of awakening in the initial stages of their awakening journey, or there will be some people who will experience this void phase of awakening in the later stages of awakening. So for me, the void happened first. So there'll be different stages of awakening, like void phase, the bliss phase, or the confusion phase, or the phase where you will be learning and accumulating a lot of information, and there'll be a phase where you'll go through dark night of soul, and there'll also be a phase where you'll have a lot of activations. So they are different types and stages of Kundalini awakening. So there are different phases also. So one of the phases of the Kundalini awakening is the void phase of awakening. So there might be some souls who will experience this maybe in this lifetime, or there might be some souls who might never experience this void phase of awakening, even if they have gone through Kundalini awakening phase. Okay, so it all depends on your soul evolution, or it all depends on your soul journey, from where your soul is coming from, how many lifetimes it have already experienced, how many lessons it has already finished, how many Kundalini awakenings happen in their past incarnations, in that soul's past incarnations. So it all depends, and all these contributes to your different experiences of your Kundalini awakening journey. So they might also be people who will experience this at least once in their lifetime, or they might also be people who might never experience this, or they might be people who might experience this multiple times. So I already experienced like void phase twice now, so I'm not going to talk about the second void phase which I have experienced recently. It was too tough. So I'm not going to say about that, because most of my videos, most of the topics which I discuss here, I discuss it out of my experience after understanding it for years. Then I will record that video. So because the recent void was different from the first void which I experienced, so I always give that gap. So whenever I experience something this year or this month, I will wait, I will just integrate that entire experience, and then after years later I'll talk about that. That's how I have been so far on my channel. That's how I have been sharing these inspiration and this information with you all people. Those of you are connected with me for long now. So whenever I do this, when I always analyze my experiences, I accumulate all my experiences, these things which I felt in my experiences and my journey, the things which I understood from my own experiences. So I also suggest this to you all also, because many times whenever we experience something, the moment we experience it, the knowledge about the experience which we had in that moment will be very different from the knowledge the understanding which we will have about that experience years later. So it's always best to wait. Yes, it is, even in that moment of experience is also valuable, but the waiting period and the years, when the inner years passed by, you will have the words actually to express that out. You will have some wordings to express that out, because there might be so many experiences in this journey, because it is a spiritual journey. There might be so many things, so many experiences for which you will not have any words. Okay, so it's difficult to put those experiences into words. So that's why also I take time to share out that information, because first of all, the experience the experience which you are getting in your spiritual journey, it needs those words, it needs those explanations and stuff. So, and your understanding of that thing might vary sometimes and might be better sometimes, rather than your understanding of that thing which you have experienced it in the present moment. So the second void phase was very different, so I'm not going to talk about the second void phase. It was too difficult. So yeah, let's talk about the first void phase, because the first void, there is so much to talk about the first void and also the second void. All the voids will be like same, but with some variations, and there'll be a jump in your consciousness level. For example, I have experienced the first void phase, and when I experienced my first void phase, in that first void phase I jumped from 3D consciousness to 4D consciousness. Yes, I have shifted my consciousness and I have jumped from the 3D to 4D, 3D matrix to 4D matrix, and my entire life have changed. I have changed my perception, my thought pattern, my life, my experiences, my understanding, my biology, my physicality, everything, each and every aspect of mine have changed when I got shifted from 3D consciousness to 4D consciousness. So it all happens in, like, you are not bilocating, you are not going from this place to that place. It all happens ethically. Okay, so there are so many talks about, we are going here, we'll go somewhere and will be shifted, will be evacuated, but all those things are happening within us. It's inside us. All the things we are, yes, we are shifting, but consciousness wise we are shifting, perception wise we are shifting. That's what I feel. All other things, I don't have so much to say about that, but as of now, whenever I'm saying that, I have shifted from 3D consciousness to 4D consciousness, I have not moved from one place to another. I have moved from my mindset, that 3D mindset to the 4D mindset. I have moved from 3D consciousness to 4D consciousness. I have moved from the 3D perception to 4D perception. Your ideas, your ideologies, your way of you perceiving your life will be different. So that is what is the actual consciousness shift. So whenever we say that consciousness is shifting, so how we create ourselves within, whatever which is created within, it is the holographic representation of the external. Whatever which is internal, it is the holographic representation of the external. So whatever we are creating, whatever the universe which is created within us is reflecting back itself into our hologram, into our reality. It is coming into a 3D consciousness. So when we shift a consciousness, from the 3D to 4D, means I have now my experiences of both my internal state of mind and also my reflection of that internal state of mind, which is reflecting into my hologram, into my external, is also shifted. Because it got shifted, the changes in around my life which has to happen, which already happened, will begin. Like there'll be so many things which will move out of your life, or there'll be so many things which will come into your life. So you can see that externally also, because your consciousness has shifted. So whenever you shift your consciousness, they will be shift in your 3D life also. There will be a shift, there will definitely be a shift. It is like a guarantee thing. So those of you who have already gone through these experiences, you might have known that whatever you were before, in your 3D, it will feel like a rebirth. It will feel like that is some kind of a past life. Okay, you are not that person anymore, you are not in that consciousness anymore, you are not in that life anymore, you are not with those friends anymore. So the entirety of you will shift, the entirety of your mind, your working, your speaking, everything will shift when you jump from 3D consciousness to 4D consciousness. And what is the core of that shift, what is the core of that shift in the consciousness, is this void phase of awakening. So whenever the 3D to 4D consciousness happens, I've already made a video on shift from 3D to 4D consciousness. You can watch that video, it will be very helpful for you. So when this shift happens, in between this happening of the shift comes the void phase of awakening. So as I told you before, for some people it will happen early on. Okay, for some people they will experience void first, before their awakening. For some people, they will experience bliss before their awakening. Those of them who are experiencing bliss before their awakening, those are the people who are like they are into some kind of spiritual practices right from the childhood. They are born in some spiritual family, some devotional family. They are born in they are in those certain environments where they are already into some kind of spiritual practices, and they might be already doing yoga and meditation since their childhood. And those kind of people, they will experience bliss phase first, and first their awakening will be very smooth and very organically balanced form, because they already prepared the body and mind in such a way by all those life practices from early on their life, and they are born and brought up in those kind of environments. So their transition and their awakening processes might be little bit different, so they might experience bliss phase first. But for some of us might not experience that bliss phase before. So I experienced void phase before, because I have not done any kind of things like that. It's not guarantee that all those people who are into some kind of spiritual practices, it's not a guarantee that they will first experience bliss only. So there's nothing called as guarantee in the universe, because universe is infinite. It has infinite possibilities. You will never know. You will only divine knows. Only the Adiparashakti and the Parashiva, they know that what a soul has to go through in a particular point of a time. But it is all our conclusions and assumptions which we are trying to guess, and which we are trying to understand so that we can make our journey little bit smoother. Okay, so these are all our own ways and process of solving things. So it is all again depends on the divine mother and father. So some people will experience the void phase of awakening, and this void phase of awakening can happen to some people in the later stages of the awakening journey, in the advanced stages of the awakening journey. But first, I experienced the void phase first. So when I was experiencing the void phase, I felt like I have nothing in this world. I became like complete emptiness. Okay, so during my dark night of soul to Kundalini awakening phase, the void phase of awakening happened between this. So in between the dark night of soul and the Kundalini awakening, so I was still trying to get out of the dark night of soul. I was still trying to figure out this dark night of soul, and during that time I experienced the void phase of awakening, because everything in my life was collapsing. All the areas of my life were collapsing. So I was completely before my awakening. Since we are born, we incarnated on this earth, we take on so many things. Okay, as a child we are like a pure soul, and we come here with a kind of a container. Okay, so in that container we already have like past incarnation things. We already have some memory from starseed memory, etc. We have all different types of memories which our soul has experienced in the soul evolution process. We have those things, and now we are, as a child, now we are taking the same container, and we are ready to experience the experiences in this incarnation. So whatever we have experienced from the time we are born to the time I had experienced the void phase of awakening. So all those things, like suddenly the in that phase of awakening, in that void phase of awakening, suddenly I thought that all the things are emptying from me. Like for suppose there is a glass, and in that glass there is like water, or there is some kind of not water, there is some kind of a container. Okay, chocolate container, candy container. Okay, so in that container, in that cute little beautiful container, you have so many candies inside there, and the lid is closed. Okay, now the void starts happening. So lid is open, and now the void starts happening. All the candies which were there inside the container are taken out. Now what will happen? Slowly one candy is removed, one candy is removed. Okay, and you are left with the empty container. The container has nothing now. It is just very empty. So the void phase is something like that. The void is that emptiness, and in that void phase of awakening, you will go through some kind of a realizations that you are becoming empty. You are becoming like an empty vessel. You are becoming like an empty container. You are just releasing and shedding of all those layers which you have accumulated, which you have gone through, and which are there around you. Okay, you will leave all those, you will leave and let go of all those labelings. You will leave and let go of the things also. Yeah, suppose you have certain name, certain degree, certain conditioning. You are born and brought up in some place. You are in from so and so country. You have some so and so educational background. You have so and so name, and you have so and so loved ones. You have so and so people around you. You have so and so friends. So all this so and so, whatever which is associated with that okay, I some name, okay, I am from this profession, I am from this family, I am from this country. So that I am, okay, from what, that all is removed. Okay, so what, you are only left with nothing. You are just removed. Whatever your associations you have with you in your life, all those things are taken out. Okay, so it feels like that. And all the layers, whatever you have identified yourself with, all those identities will go off. All those identities will be removed off. So one identity will go. You will experience something where you will realize that, okay, what friendships are these, why are you even friends with somebody? Okay, that will go. And you will experience like what is the use of this education, what is the use of this profession, why are you even in certain kind of a profession? That will go. Why are you born in this family, why are you in this country, why are you associated with this? Everything, whatever which is associated with this, with you in this lifetime, suddenly it feels like you don't have any meaning for it. So all your life you have certain meaning for certain person, with certain person you have a meaning for a particular thing. You have a meaning for your name, you have a meaning for your profession. So meaning doesn't mean what the meaning you are giving to that thing. Okay, so what you have a certain kind of a meaning for your profession, you have certain kind of a meaning for your country, you have certain kind of a feeling for your country, you have certain kind of feeling for the people you have in your life, you have certain kind of a feeling for yourself. So all those meanings, all those feelings, all those identities especially will be removed from you. So all those identities are just chopped off, and you will feel like you are just nothing. You are just nothing. You will connect with that Shivaness, that nothingness. That white face actually shaped my life. That white face has taught me so much depth in spirituality, and that white face gave me that Shiva experience within me. That white face connected me to the Shivaness within me. So it was so deep, it was so sacred, it was so, it, all the meanings were going, but still it was that phase was very meaningful. That was a very profound spiritual experience. That phase was something which, I mean, I don't know how I got there, but that phase was very different, which I have never experienced in my life before, at least not in this incarnation. That was a very different experience. I was losing all the identities which I had, and it lasted for some days. And I didn't know how to get back into the normality, how to get back to the normal life. I was just losing everything. Everything was leaving me. I was just isolated by the Divine Mother. I was just by myself. I was just isolated from everything. I was separated from everything in every area of my life. I had no other option to just go within. I had no other option to connect with myself. I had no other option to do any other thing. All the people who are there with me, all the people were disconnected from me. I couldn't go anywhere out. I couldn't do anything out during that phase. I had, like, I was nothing. I was doing nothing. I was thinking nothing. I was just being. I was just being. I think that beingness is Shivaness. I was just being, and I was like, there was a kind of a emptiness, like a space, like the empty space in the universe. Maybe that is Shiva. I don't know, but I felt that during that phase, I experienced that Shiva within me. The void itself is Shiva. That emptiness, that nothingness, only the stillness. only the being, only the presence. When everything is emptied, only one remains. That one is Shiva. I think that is void. If I had to put those experiences into words, so I have done my best to put these experiences into words, but this is how you feel when you are into the void phase. And completely your labelings, your identities, your entire world will collapse. Before the void phase, there will be so much destruction which will happen in your life. So as I told you before that, everything will collapse, everybody will move, everything will leave your life. You will feel like, why is it even happening with you? And what you have to do next? You will have no clue, no idea. You will come into such a situation that you are left with nothing. You have tried from all the ways and means, but nothing is working out. The only thing you will feel so much exhausted, trying to understand it, trying to segregate it, trying to integrate it, trying to do something about it, trying to bring back people, trying to associate with people, trying to go out, trying to fix this, but nothing will work out. Nothing will work out. And you'll be just will be like, you will try every other thing in the which whatever you can try, and suddenly you will give up, and you will feel like now you have only other one option, that is surrender. You will just go into that surrender mode, and you will understand that this is not my bas ki baat, ye mere bas ki baat nahi hai, nene jail leno, I can't do this, मैं इस चीज़ को कुछ संभाल नहीं सकती. It will be like that. నేను నా సొంతంగా ప్రయత్నించాల్సిపోయి నేను ఇది చేయలేను, ఇంకా ఇది దేవుడికి వదిలేస్తున్నాను సిచ్యువేషన్కి వచ్చేస్తాం. సో యూ విల్ బి లైక్, యూ కాంట్ డూ ఎనీథింగ్ అబౌట్ దిస్. ది ఓన్లీ ఆప్షన్ విల్ బి లెఫ్ట్ విత్ యూ is to surrender. That's it. You will like, God, do whatever you want to do. I'm just exhausted, I can't do anything about this. You'll feel like that. And after all that destruction which happens within you, and also in your external world, during the dark night of soul, when you'll be completely destroyed from all the areas of your life, from when you'll be completely destroyed, your entire universe, your own universe will be destroyed. Entire universe of you, your own universe within you will be collapsed completely. And then you will enter into that void phase, that emptiness. After all the destruction, there'll be like shanti. Okay, that shanti and that surrenderedness and that emptiness is void. And this phase will actually tell you that whatever you felt that you can control things, that whatever you thought that you are so and so, all those things will leave. All those things you will understand, you will have a deeper understanding of life, and you will have a deeper understanding of your own soul. You will have a deeper understanding about divine too, that nothing is in your control. And you'll feel like whatever you have done in your life till now, it's not you who have done this. There is some cosmic intelligence which is acting behind the scenes. You will realize that cosmic intelligence, you will first time experience that cosmic intelligence, and you will connect with that cosmic intelligence. The void is the emptiness, and inside that emptiness there is a cosmic intelligence which is Shiva. You will experience this Shiva Tattva. So this was all about the void phase of awakening, and it lasted for some days. And after this I did not know how to get back into the normal, but luckily, fortunately, with the divine support and guidance, with my own Kundalini guidance, with my own Adiparashakti who is in the form of Kundalini, I got back into normal after some days, and it lasted for some days. And after those some days, I was like, how will I now survive in this world? But then slowly things got taken care of by the Divine Mother and Father, and my complete consciousness got shifted from 3D to 4D. So, and this experience was a very huge experience, and very I can't say beautiful, but because in that moment it was not beautiful, it was like, oh my god, what is this? How can I get out of this phase, feelings? But now, if I see that now, after years of my awakening, now if I want to conclude that it is actually a beautiful experience, because that experience gave me so much spiritual strength, that experience gave me so much power, that now I'm not afraid of that destruction anymore. Now I'm not afraid of what will happen of if this doesn't work out, or now I'm not afraid of like so many things in life, because I understood the actuality, that I understood the reality, I realized that Shivaness. So I, as a person, changed completely out of that void. Out of the void came out a person who is somebody who was new. It was like a rebirth for me. I experienced that death phase, not a physical death, but yeah, the etheric death. I experienced the death phase, and after that death phase, there was a void, and after the void came an awakened feminine, divine feminine, an awakened divine feminine with a rebirth, who knows how to handle herself betterly, who is connected with the cosmic father and cosmic mother. So this experience itself changed my entire life completely, and it taught me, especially it taught me so many things. The experience itself was a teacher, and it taught me so many things, and it gave me the teachings. The teachings doesn't have to come from some words or some scripts or some books or some stories. The teachings also comes from the experiences which we face in our life, some profound experiences like this. So that experience itself is like a teacher, was a teacher for me, and those teachings of that experiences will stay, and acted like a grounded foundation for me, for my the advanced awakening journey. And it really was an amazing foundation. I'm now really grateful for that experience, because that experience completely designed my awakening, and that experience gave me so much strength and so much courage, and so much understanding of the divine, so much understanding of the cosmic father and mother, so much understanding about life, the spirituality, the realms above us, the spirit world, the universe, and how it got created, and the so many secrets about universe and the divine, and also about myself. It was really a life-changing experience for me. And yes, my consciousness got shifted after that, and I changed my entire thinking process, thought process. Everything changed in my life. The people who were in my life, whom I had temporary contracts with, all those people left. Now I don't feel like talking with them anymore. Now they are not at all in my life anymore. All those people left, and I yes, after when I was in the 4D consciousness, I attracted some other people who were vibing with that kind of a consciousness also. So many things which were not serving me, all those things left my life. All those things left my hologram, because it wasn't serving any purpose then, because my consciousness got shifted. Only the permanent contracts are there and will be there always. So all the temporary things which had to leave, that left, that people, that energy, or that consciousness, or that system, the thinking process, the thought pattern, that taste of mine, that style of mine, everything which wasn't serving me anymore left, and I became a new person. A new version of me emerged out of me. A new me was introduced to me after the void phase of awakening. So yes, the void phase was really very difficult. It was too difficult. But yeah, you'll be taken care of in that phase also. And during that phase, it was a little bit scary, to be honest and to be frank. It was not little bit, it was very, very scary. It was very scary. I didn't know, I have never heard about these kind of experiences before, anytime. Even now, I have never heard about these kind of experiences. I'm just saying out of my own experience, but I have never heard about or listened to somebody who was experiencing something like this. So I didn't know how to handle myself during that period, and I didn't know what will happen next. I was completely clueless, I was completely empty, I was completely surrendered. I was just witnessing whatever is happening with me. That's it. That's the only thing which I was doing. And I was just, I don't know, I was just connected with the Shiva Tattva. I was just experiencing that Shivaness. That's it. Yes, out of all of these things which were happening in my life, the falling, the getting up, the emptiness, the only thing which stayed with me, that was the Shiva Tattva, the experience. Every day I'm experiencing the Shivaness. Every day I'm experiencing, and I'm just staying with that Shivaness. So in this white phase, you'll have only one thing with you, that is the Shivaness. And this, I was just being present in that Shivaness, the Shiva Tattva. After that phase, then I was like, how should I pick up myself from here? I don't know anything. How now? What next? What's next? And slowly, I gotten out of the void phase, and I entered into my 4D level of consciousness. And then again, my life got, I was in that creation mode. So my own universe got collapsed, and it entered into void phase. The void, how the black hole. I already gave you a video about organic and inorganic black holes. So this void phase, which I talked about for 30 minutes now, is what is called as organic black hole. So this is the organic black hole, which is the black hole of the Shiva. This black hole is nothing but Shiva. So when you are in the destruction phase of your life, when your entire universe is collapsing, it is getting destroyed, it will be sucked into that black hole, the organic black hole, which it will be taken into the Shiva. So everything is merging into the Shiva. Everything is going back into the Shiva. That is the organic black hole. And from that organic black hole, again, there are some lights within it. Because I told you that I was experiencing the Shiva. The only thing which was there with me was the Shiva's presence. Okay, in that black hole also, the organic black hole, this is the Shivaness. The Shiva consumes everything. When he destroys the entire universe, he is like in the Rudra. Okay, in the Rudra form, he is just taking everything, whatever he has created, he is taking back everything. He is just consuming everything. He's just destroying everything in your life. So same thing happens in the universe also. So yet pindita brahmande. So whatever which is the universe within you, it is the same Xerox copy of the universe in which we are living. So the same thing happens in the universe also, the same procedure. There's nothing which is different, which is happening in the universe and also within you. It is like same. So you are the part of the universe, and universe is a part of you. So the video is already long, so I'll continue in my next part, the void phase of awakening part 2. Stay tuned, it will be very interesting. So thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for listening. Shri Rama Raksha Sarva Jagat Raksha. Shri Mate Namaha.